What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I need you to smash like if you love fake Hollywood apologies. Yep, I'm feeling all the. I'm feeling them coming in now. I'm feeling them. Now this is like my 5th video today. So if you're watching it and you haven't yet subscribed, hopefully I've earned your subscription by clicking that little red button right below the video. I'm pushing for 1 million by the end of the year. And then you can hear me stop begging for them every day. Anyway, who doesn't love a fake apology? And Ellen returned to her show after 18 seasons today and addressed a myriad of complaints about how she treated her staff, how she treated guests on the show, and her apology flopped hard. Now, there are always going to be people that were never mad at her in the first place. And look, I don't care. In fact, I defended Ellen when Twitter was trying to cancel her simply for sitting next to George Bush Jr. at a Dallas Cowboys game, because apparently she gets to pick where she sits, and talking to somebody and being cordial with them means you would have voted for them. I don't know. But Ellen does court a certain kind of unpleasable jerk, and that's her brand. People who are just deeply unhappy with themselves like to drag other people down. And so when it turned out that the whole be kind woman was just like everyone else, nobody was shocked. And when you issue this type of apology, there's really only one outcome, and that's going to be that it's not enough, or that it wasn't good enough, or that you could have said this, or that you could have said that. That's why in 99.9% of cases, especially if it's not for a family member or somebody you love, apologizing is pointless, especially when people are demanding said apology. Then you're really going to let people down. But Ellen came back today with her little apology, and it didn't work out. Ellen DeGeneres' season 18 premiere apology hits the wrong note. After a summer rife with claims of a toxic work environment, Ellen DeGeneres welcomed her audience back to season 18 of The Ellen DeGeneres Show. A clip from her monologue posted Monday showed DeGeneres addressing all the rumors and apparent truths behind the-scenes issues, and although well-intentioned, it felt a little too well ripped from the pages of science fiction. Instead of speaking to a real, empathetic audience like DeGeneres usually does, she spoke to an empty studio full of television screens, each one holding the pixelated face of a viewer who got to witness the DeGeneres return, one that doesn't seem entirely welcomed yet, at least according to Twitter. The screens erupted in laugh track noises of applause, encompassing the room like a normal show. Only instead of coming from the faces of a TV audience, they came from an oversized and pixelated faces of those that were selected to be part of her remote return to TV. So what was left was DeGeneres speaking to an empty room with lagging giant heads. Her apology hung in the air until, prompted by DeGeneres herself, the applause began to kick in. Pathetic. In the address, she revealed she'd learned of toxic behavior behind the scenes of talk show and apologized to anyone who had been on the receiving end. DeGeneres said Monday in season 18 was the start of a new chapter. It was a statement she applauded herself. That's peak Hollywood. Even more interesting is DeGeneres' statement for her own claims of cruelty. Over the summer, many claimed that she was heartless to celebrities and employees alike. Surface. She didn't necessarily deny any of this. Quote, there were also articles in the press and on social media that I am not who I appear to be on TV because I became known as the Be Kind lady, and here's how that happened. She started referencing her famous sign-off. She explained the origin of the statement before diving into how unrealistic it is for someone to be kind all the time. Well, yeah, I mean, so you admit it was true. The truth is, I'm the same person you see on TV. I'm also a lot of other things. Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get impatient, and I'm working on all of that. I'm a work in progress, and I'm especially working on the impatience thing because it's not going well, because it's not happening fast enough. Every person has a right to experience a range of emotions, blah, 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 blah. How about some of the replies? Correct response, I'm sorry that I hurt you. Incorrect response, I'm sorry if I hurt you. I'm hurting too. Yes, you absolutely need to feel sorry, not just say it. But what you don't need to do is make an apology about how you feel. The person who you hurt shouldn't have to. All the people buying this fake apology are the same people in toxic relationships. This is interesting. For some reason, we live in cancel culture. I do think Ellen has made mistakes, and the working environment must have been difficult for employees. We should challenge unacceptable standards, but we should learn to accept apologies. I agree with that. I agree. Because when you don't accept apologies, you create a situation where nobody's going to apologize for things ever. And you create a situation where people get entrenched. But people say, come on, this is the fakest, most BS apology ever. She basically tried to say that all the claims towards her are false. Can't you just say that you were wrong about your bad behavior without putting other people in a negative position? Privilege at its finest. At the end of the monologue, she ended the monologue by shouting out all 270 employees at the Ellen DeGeneres show. I want to thank every single one of them all I want is for every single one of them to be happy and to be proud to work here. After DeGeneres pointed to the horrible nature of the world in current year, the digital screen shifted to view each larger-than-life audience member with their applause to an empty room, DeGeneres' monologue, and herself in a white blazer, spotted for the world to see. I mean, you could see, obviously, most people are not accepting the apology, of course. I'm a pretty good actress, but I don't think I could act that good and come out here every day for 17 years and fool you. This is me. So she's basically discrediting. She's just discrediting everything. Brilliant deflection on her part, using the toxicity around the show and not necessarily her own, with that she gussied up in a simple denial that everyone is wrong about her. Easy enough. Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme lasted 17 years. Actresses always know when to turn it on for the camera. Nobody's buying this. She never waves and smiles at the audience. My sister went to her show and stopped liking her after attending the show. She said Ellen stared and was facing the camera the whole time. It was all just an act. This isn't about addressing. It's called deflecting. I would call this a pretty legendary backfire in terms of Ellen. Obviously, people are still going to watch her show. I don't think she needs to be canceled. It's just another proof positive that Ellen is just another vapid Hollywood do-nothing who pretends all the time to be a great human being. But at the end of the day, they're just as bad as any one of us, except for some reason, they have millions of dollars and all the power in media. I can't really figure out why, but, ultimately, this entire thread is roasting her. But best of luck, Ellen. I don't watch your show. I won't watch your show. But maybe stop being such a jerk to everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.